I want to tell you about Dr. G. He's amazing. He serves as the Senior Director of Research and Science here at Isogenics International. He has a mechanistic-based scientist with a combined 30 years experience in academia and in the private sector. His responsibilities include overseeing the company's research study program, clinical and experimental studies, scientific claims and product development support, and product education to consumers. Prior to joining Isogenics, he was awarded a National Institutes of Health Award to pursue postdoctoral research with the School of Medicine at the University of Colorado in the areas of mitochondrial dysfunction, cell death pathways, and oxidative stress. I mean, I'm not even done, and all I can say is I'm so glad that you're on our team, right? With all this goodness. Dr. G has served over 5 years as an adjunct faculty member at the Arizona State University, and he has a successful track record of scholarship with approximately 40 peer-reviewed publications and 3 book chapters. He also serves on the editorial board for 2 journals, Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism and Frontiers in Nutrition. And Dr. G received his bachelor's, master's, and doctorate, all from the Pennsylvania State University. Dr. G, welcome. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and schedule to be here with us. We're so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you, Janelle, and all. My pleasure. So yeah, wonderful speaking to everybody about all things Isogenics. Whatever you guys want to talk about is fine with me. I did prepare a few slides to talk about a couple of different topics that are kind of timely. And so if it's okay, I'll jump into those. They'll go fairly quickly and they'll have plenty of time to discuss those individual topics or whatever you might want to talk about, all Isogenics related. Okay.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. We'd love that. And maybe, at the end, we'd love to see what you've prepared. And then perhaps at the end, if there's any Q&A or if any questions on anything else, we could throw that in there. So Dr. G, I just went over to try to make you a host or co-host, but I'm not seeing my option here. So I don't know. Lauren is host. So Lauren, if you're there with us, or maybe I can take myself off co-host and make you.
Nope, I got it, babe. No worries.
Thank you.
It did it. Are you good? Hi, Dr. G. Are you able to share?
Yes. Okay, I think we can see everything probably.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me do a full screen here. Okay. So what I thought I would do is talk about, as I mentioned, 2 timely topics. Okay, the first one is going to be our joint support gummy. Okay, so we just launched this product, I guess almost 2 months ago, I think in May. And you can see the basics behind joint support gummy here on this slide. Let me get my picture out of the way here. So joint support gummy features this really cool bioactive called Q-actin. Okay, and Q-actin is a scientifically tested, patented ingredient from heirloom cucumbers. Okay, so if you're going to ask me if you can get this ingredient in store-bought cucumbers, I don't know, but I would say probably not. Okay, so, and the joint support gummy provides a clinical dose of this Q-actin. Okay, and 1 serving, 1 gummy, provides the same amount used in the clinical trials that showed joint supportive efficacy with this ingredient. Okay. Q-actin also, as it says here, won a Nutrition Industry Executive Award in the Healthy Aging category. Okay, and it is clinically superior to other joint health or joint support ingredients at a much, much lower dose than those ingredients. And then you see some other features about the ingredient and the product, of course. I don't know if you've all tried the joint gummy. It tastes really good. The problem is, of course, not over consuming them. You don't want to consume all 30 gummies in a day or 2 or a week for that matter. It tastes really good, naturally sweetened, of course, third-party tested. Again, one gummy provides the clinically efficacious dose of this Q-actin ingredient. 10 calories, no issue on a cleanse day. We recommend 18 plus for those who want to use joint support gummy. And then all the other typical isogenics requirements of products. And some of the claims that we use can really be divided among 3 categories: healthy joint function, range of motion and flexibility, and supports joint cartilage. And within those, we've created a variety of other claims. I've bolded a few of the main ones. Supports healthy joint function mobility, helps improve range of motion of joints, and reduces cartilage breakdown. Okay, and of course, there are a variety of things you cannot say about this or any other isogenics product. Of course, your dietary supplements or foods, you can't make any claims that are tied to any drug, any disease or disease process or any drug-like claims. So you have to watch things like relieves or cures, things like that. You cannot use those kind of verbiage in your claims for these supplements. Now, one of the first questions we got when we formulated and of course, launched this product is how does it compare to our previous joint support product, the Ageless Joint Support product that we used to have? Okay, so I created just this little comparison between the joint gummy and the previous product, the Ageless Joint Support, which again was a great product, okay? But if you want to compare them side by side, as you can see here, with current joint gummy, it's 1 small gummy per day, okay, versus 6 capsules per day of the Ageless Joint Support product. Obviously, 1 serving per day. Ageless Joint Support, we recommended basically 3 capsules twice a day to get the 6 capsules per day. Ageless Joint Support, of course, was a proprietary blend of a variety of ingredients, the conjoins, the glucosamines, the boswellias, MSM, all those great joint supportive ingredients. The joint gummies I mentioned has 1 single bioactive, the Q-actin. And the Ageless Joint Support was not subject to a clinical investigation, right, to a double-blind or peer-reviewed publication, whereas the joint gummy was clinically demonstrated in not 1, but 2 placebo-controlled randomized controlled trials, okay? So you see sort of, we took a good product, Ageless Joint Support, and we wanted to just sort of improve it, improve joint support, joint health, and of course, we relied on what we always rely on, the science. And this is just a screenshot showing 2021 when Q-actin, this particular ingredient, was awarded this Nutrition Industry Executive Award in the healthy aging category. And what they noticed, of course, was that it was effective in such a small dose, 20 milligrams per day. Okay, that's how we could get it into a little gummy, obviously, because it's a tiny dose, right? Now, if I could toot my own horn for one moment. So I know the person who was sort of representing this ingredient, and she came to me a year or so ago and said, Eric, I know you're always looking for really good scientific support ingredients. We have a really good one here. It's from Heirloom Cucumbers for joint health, joint support. And she goes, you want to know anything more about it? I'm like, well, of course. And I said, well, we're looking at like a brand new format, like a gummy format. So is it a small dose? She goes, oh, it's a very small dose. And so she sent me samples of gummies, the pure powder material. I would send packets of gummies up to Josh upstairs and Sharon loved them. She couldn't keep them, around long enough. So I requested another batch of gummies for her, and I'd get maybe 500 gummies. And so long story short, we said this is a no-brainer ingredient, a no-brainer material for joint support. And what I loved about Q-actin, as it's shown on the slide here, or as it's going to show on the slide here, is that these people did it the right way, okay? They invested in this ingredient, Q-actin. And let me back up 1 second. The components of Q-actin that are probably doing all this beneficial joint support, joint function, joint flexibility, joint mobility, all this benefit on the joint are a class of chemicals called aminosugars. Okay, so they're not sugars like you think of dietary sugars or sweeteners. They're sugars in sort of that nerd chemist, classification of molecules. Okay, And so anyway, so these people who discovered this ingredient, these immunosugars, they did the research first in cells, right? So they first looked at these immunosugars, again, from cucumber, and they found that in cells it inhibited pathways involved in inflammation. Okay, that's how they came across these particular types of immunosugars, right? So then, of course, they expanded from cells to looking at work in animals by demonstrating efficacy and safety, right? So this is toxicity studies here in this particular study. I think these were in rats, I'm guessing. And then they did what you should do next, which is scale upward and look at human clinical trials. Okay, so in this first peer-reviewed publication, they looked at the effect of this, it's Q-active at this point, in individuals who have moderate osteoarthritis. Okay, now of course we can't talk about that from a claims perspective, but these are scientists and they're not interested in claims, they're interested in does their material work. And so they're not going to give this to people who don't have any joint issues, because then you're not going to see any change probably. So they want to look at people who have moderate osteoarthritis to see if there's an improvement with this material, this Q-active material. And this was a double-blind placebo-controlled trial. And they found, long story short, that this Q-active material was significantly better than placebo at reducing measures of joint pain and improving measures of joint comfort. Okay, so that's their first study. Then they thought, okay, let's do a second study and see how our material works versus sort of the conventional joint support combination of chondroitin and glucosamine. And that was this study here, right? Double-blind, placebo-controlled again. And here they also did something interesting as well. They not only compared it to chondroitin and glucosamine, the combination chondroitin and glucosamine, and I should mention this is 20 milligrams, again, of Q-actin, what we're using our joint support gummy. And they compare that 20 milligrams versus 2.7 grams, 100-fold more of the chondroitin and glucosamine combination. Okay, so for those of you who know chondroitin and glucosamine, you know that you're taking a grams amount of that in general to get that kind of joint support benefit. And they found that, again, at a 100-fold lower dose, there was improvement, there was more improvement and faster improvement on joint mobility, joint function, and reducing joint pain in these osteoarthritic people compared to, again, the gold standard chondroitin glucosamine. Okay, so they did it the right way, all the way from cells to animals to human clinical trials. And I know they have something that's in the works as we speak now. She wouldn't disclose exactly what it is, other than it's another human clinical trial they've done with this Q-active material. So, in conclusion, with this material, I wrote 2 blog posts here about the joint support gummy. As we do on any launch product, we write an FAQ blog post on it, and then just sort of another blog post, kind of the meet the ingredient or meet the ingredients in this particular case. So if you don't already subscribe to IGenicsHealth.net, I strongly suggest you do so. And that's where all the information is about joint support gummy and all the materials, of course. So if anyone has any questions about joint support gummies, I'd be happy to take those questions now, or any comments.
Yes. Okay. Well, I have a question. I'm trying to get over to see where, I don't know where I went once I switched over to you. I'm trying to get in the chat to see if there's any questions in there. But for myself, Dr. G, when someone takes this, so they're having discomfort in their joints. So they were saying that they'll feel relief in the joint discomfort. But when you talk, if you're talking about things like RA and stuff, like, are you going to see like is it like an improvement in like swelling and things like that?
I don't know. They have
Okay.
not, their experiments were again in osteoarthritic individuals, not RA individuals, which is just a
Okay.
completely different pathway involved. There was something I meant to mention on their one study, which might get to a very common question as well. So we're using 20 milligrams of this Q-actin in our joint support gummy. And the one paper, their first clinical study, they also looked at 100 milligrams. So they looked at 20 and 100. And the 100 was slightly better results than 20, but not by a lot. Okay, for those who are going to ask, can I double up on joint support gummy? Yes, the answer is yes, you can. They looked up to 100 milligrams with a little bit marginal benefits versus 20. And the other thing about their clinical studies was that it's really impressive is that they found benefits with this ingredient by 1 month supplementation. So the studies went up to 6 months, which is really a smart idea in this population. But by 1 month, they already saw some improvements and benefits with the Q-actin.
That's really impressive because usually, even if you take supplements, you're usually taking them for a few months before you see any, even like D3 and things like that, before you see a benefit with it. So to have something in 1 month, that's like, I'm a nurse, and so that blows my mind. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking how many people suffer, right? That could be using this product. Guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I now found the chat box. And I have another question that comes up not just for this product, but for a few others. When we say like naturally sweetened, is that the word we use, or naturally?
Yes.
Can you define that specifically? I had someone ask about that the other day.
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank on what the exact fruit is for this gummy. But naturally sweetened is going to be, it's going to be sweetened from like pomegranate juice or apple juice or something like that, just to provide more pleasurable palatability of whatever the ingredient is you're trying to usually mask. But in this case, it's not that bad tasting anyway. But yeah, naturally sweetened is going to be probably from a more fruit juice. And since these gummies are so small, I'm guessing it's probably, a few milligrams, literally, just for some flavor.
Okay, yeah, someone had just mentioned she had read something like, oh, when something says naturally flavored, you shouldn't be taking that. And I'm like, well, why? Because I know we have that on our collagen and a few things. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's just from fruit and fruit juice and things like that. So it is natural.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Perfect. And Lauren's asking, can you take this product when you're nursing or pregnant?
Well, unfortunately, like most of our products, we do not, we always say talk to your medical provider for those kind of questions, your doctor. We couldn't recommend it outward for pregnant or nursing women because this material has not been tested in that population, of course. So we would just have to leave it at sort of talk to your healthcare provider.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just like with everything else.
Everything else.
Everything else. All right, guys, do you have any other questions for Dr. G? Because I could just sit here and pick your brain all night. I'm ready to go on to like hair revival. Anybody have any questions? Anything else about the gummies? No? Okay, so I'm going to tell you, Dr. G, we're super excited about hair revival right now in South Florida. So just give me just a little bit. I know it's like a banana leaf extract, but maybe some people on here have not really heard about that recently. Would you mind sharing just a touch on our hair revival? Because I think it's a product that's not getting enough attention. This hair is all grown back from hair revival, right? So, yeah.
Sure. I have to pick my brain and remember some about hair revival. It's been a while since I've looked at it. So hair revival was one of those projects that came to me from upstairs. And I kind of said outwardly, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We're going to go down that road. And Josh said, well, before you just dismiss it and laugh it off, let me send you some information about it. Okay. And so he sent me some information about it, including the patent on the material. And I'm like, oh, wow, there's some real science here. And so for those of you who don't know, hair revival has in this case, has a variety of bioactives, but the star of the show is a material from banana stamen extract. So, and again, you can't eat bananas and get this material. So it's from banana stamen extract, and it's a specific type of polyphenol, right? And these investigators found that this particular polyphenol blocked one of the key steps in hair loss. Okay. And I don't know how much more scientific you want to get involved beyond that. But so we're using, again, the clinically efficacious dose of this ingredient. And alongside that, we have a variety of other hair support ingredients, the typical biotins, Gosh, I'm drawing a blank, probably. There might be some silicone in there, maybe some, you might have to help me out, Janelle. I'm trying to remember some of the ingredients of that.
No, that's okay. This is great though, because I just don't know how many people even on this call are fully aware of hair revival. And like, I know it's like a 34% and a 37% when it comes to like the diameter and shaft
Yeah,
and length. And it's incredible. And you combine that with that collagen elixir, and
yes,
it's just like a no-brainer,
yeah,
just like for healthy hair, for the length of your hair. I mean, yeah, I really had, especially I think with stress and still coming off of the big C word, people are still dealing with issues with hair loss. So I
yeah.
just really, I wanted to touch on that. So thank you so much. Sorry to put you on the spot there, but
No, they had some pilot data in humans. They had the cell work, which was the patents, and I saw that originally. And then they did a full-fledged publication with this. So it's out actually in the peer-reviewed publication world, showing how it improves hair quality, reduces hair loss, increases hair diameter, as you mentioned, thickness. Um, and if you go to hxhealth.net again, we we actually did we had them do a pilot study comparing hair revival versus
Hi.
hi.
hi, Holly.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good.
Um, we actually had them do a pilot study comparing our hair revival to the number one selling dietary supplement for hair support, hair growth. And we found that, and I wrote this up as a blog post, we found that our hair revival was better than this other major brand that you see on TV all the time. We didn't name it, of course, in the blog post, and we were going to, per legal. So, but their product worked, their product did work. But our hair revival worked a little better, a little faster.
Yeah, so
So,
good. So good. I have someone who's down here and she's so like excited about it because she was getting ready to use another product and really put it out there and like get on TikTok all about it. And then she found out about hair revival and right, like
yep.
all natural compared to what is in some of these other products. And that was what the big excitement was about.
Yeah, the worst thing by far about hair revival is it's difficult to swallow for some people. It is a
Mm.
chalky tablet, and we're working on that. That'll be corrected very soon. But for those of you who have trouble swallowing it or whatever, I would just tell people just throw it in your shake, blend it
Mhm.
up that way. And if you're brave like me, you could just chew it in your mouth and swallow it that way. It doesn't really taste terribly, terribly bad if you chew it on it, if you have to get it that way. But yeah, it's a really cool polyphenol. That's again, it's enriched in banana stamen extract.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Does anyone else have any questions for Dr. G while we have him here? If not, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for your time, your knowledge. We appreciate you, everything that you're doing for the company, for our businesses. It means the world to us. And so thank you, Dr. G.
Oh,
Have a
thank you,
wonderful
Janelle.
holiday.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Okay, guys, what did you think about that? I loved it, especially these gummies. Okay, I'm not even going to lie. I have not put them in my body yet. And I, of all people, if you know my history, should be taking these gummies. So I can't wait to try them. And does anyone have questions about anything else? If not, I'm going to give a few updates for this week. And we're going to be able to get out of here by 9:30 tonight, which is nice. And you've had the gummies. Him, the gummies. Okay, I literally need to get on board. Okay, maybe this was a good call for me to host, right? Like that's God's way of like dropping a little clue to try these. So here's a few quick updates for this week. We have the new summer roadshow. So you want to jump on this exclusive intimate business training. There's limited spots available. Early bird tickets are just $10 and they go on sale today. And that's today through the 7th of July. And it's going to be in New York on July 23rd. in Montreal on August 18th, and in Toronto, August 19th. And you can go on to isagenixevents.com to check out information about that, to check out information about the upcoming, celebration. If you haven't grabbed your ticket yet, I know those tickets are almost sold out. And we also have earned your share of $200,000 in July. So drop me a 1 in the comments if you are excited about being able to earn your portion of, I think it's up to $5,000 extra in July on this bonus. So this is July 1st to the 28th only. And every new consultant that you personally develop means that you earn 1 share in the global 200,000 consultant development pool. So you can find all the details in our Facebook group. And if you missed today's United Leaders call, or you'd like to listen again, Lisa DeMaio welcomed special guest Dwayne Dyer for another awesome call. And again, you can find that in our business Facebook group. And if there's anybody who doesn't know about the business Facebook group or how to get in there, feel free to message me when we jump off here, and we'll make sure, or reach out to your teammate, whomever, but make sure that you're in that page, because there's also always so much great information there.